International collaboration and trade is a very important thing to achieving both the U.S. energy goals and the global energy and climate objectives. Hi, my name is Matt Rogers. I'm the Senior Advisor to the U.S. Secretary of Energy, Stephen Chu, and I have the opportunity to lead our implementation of the stimulus package in the United States around energy, $37 billion of appropriation to support $100 billion of projects. So the number one priority every day is about job creation under the Recovery Act, and what's great is we are seeing these jobs now on the street. If you look at the overall Recovery Act, it came in three pieces. There was a set of tax cuts that basically put money back in the pockets of hardworking Americans at a time when the economy was in real difficulty. There were a set of transfer payments to the states that was trying to preserve the social safety net in the states, things like Medicare and unemployment insurance. And then there were a set of investments, and the investments in infrastructure and in innovation were the kind of things that the Department of Energy is focused on. And so what we're seeing now is a rapidly accelerating story of job creation in some very prosaic things like weatherization, putting energy efficiency into people's homes, and in some very innovative things like building the next 30 battery factories here in the United States. Mm-hmm. The focus on clean energy as a place to create jobs is important because what you're doing is you're creating a set of long-term jobs in high-growth markets. One of the things that we have tried to do is to make the U.S. once again competitive on a global basis in terms of drawing in investment in clean energy. So we're focusing on development, manufacturing, and innovation. And when you put those three together, what's quite clear is you create jobs that are longer lasting, good paying, and are able to be competitive on a global basis over a longer period of time. Well, one of the things that we've been most excited about has been the incentives created under the Recovery Act have brought in the last year alone, $10 billion of foreign direct investment into the United States in clean energy. This is an area, again, where most of the investment was occurring in other markets. The U.S. is once again competitive in bringing foreign direct investment here into the U.S. The second observation is that trade is enormously important in this. There are a set of technologies. The Vice President went to an ABB facility in the state of Missouri that was doing some very advanced transmission and distribution control equipment. And that kind of equipment is very important to the build out of the smart grid capabilities here in the United States. And so trade in those kind of products, both imports into the United States and exports out of the United States, are very, very important for making the global system work around clean energy. And then the third area that the Secretary has been very focused on is how do we create the right kinds of innovation partnerships on a global basis. We have a set with many different countries around the world so that the scientists here and the scientists in other countries work on complementary questions, and together we accelerate the rate of innovation. We achieve our goals both faster and cheaper than the market today expects. Mm-hmm. Well, I think we see a broad array of collaboration between the United States and Switzerland. Clearly, in things like basic research, and whether it's competition or collaboration around some of the most fundamental science going on in the world today is going on in the United States and in Switzerland, and that collaboration is enormously important and valuable. There are then a set of things around the clean energy agenda in deployment that have been quite important. Energy efficiency, where Switzerland's done a whole set of very important things around the Minergy standards and how to make that work, and around building efficiency, where the United States is innovating, Switzerland's innovating, and that collaboration becomes important. There's a set of things around the smart grid. Again, we talked earlier about ABB and the role that they've played, but again, I think Switzerland has done a lot of things around grid and grid stability that are important globally and important here for the United States. And then I think there are a set of things around some of the renewable technologies, particularly things like solar, that are important. And then finally, I think the transportation networks are ones where Switzerland has a very different transportation model than the United States does. We're trying to gain on the rail side, and some of the collaborations there are also quite important. That's excellent.